Sundown, January 10th. Today has been one banger of a day, so that's the reason. The 13th, the 10, the 13, the 20, and the 30 of every month. Always try to make sure to put as many layers, right? You want to wrap as many layers of discipline and routine and action and ritual like that as you possibly can. As biodynamic farmers, we know the moon is involved. We go by feeling. If we're highly dynamic and able to call audibles and really move with the times, and you can't change the waves, but you can definitely learn to surf. And this episode, Demon Slayer right here, is really big Demon Slayer, and there's a lot of analytics here. So even if you are not a targeted parent having to lose their child completely, accept finally the fact there's no fantasy, this kid is gone to us. She's been witchcrafted away. We can't let Rumination get us anymore. We can't have these fantasies. We can't entertain the lies. We've checked every box. We've given it a valid amount of time. At some point, you've got to move on. Me, I checked all my boxes hardcore, man. I did this crazy Mission Impossible Secret Ninja disappearing messages channel, and I did 400 videos over 4 years explaining who I was, what really happened, who was really being deceptive. I went ahead and did, I don't think it's ever been done before. I just went ahead and gave the hardcore truths, because that's what I would have wanted. And I'm hoping that it can speed things up from our hero, Anti-Alienation Project, Maddie. She figured this out at 29, launched a channel, and now she's the hope of all of us targeted parents that are kids, but she says she's not the savior that we think she is, and I appreciate the humility she's going after. And one thing you learn as an old schooler is you're never gonna get really, you've got to use what you've got. Don't pass up what's actually there for some fantasy that doesn't exist. Some fantasy of perfection is really never going to be this. That being said, don't settle for less. It's definitely a thing to try to figure out what you're really worth, right? But if you've got something hardcore to let go of, I wasn't brainwashed to hate my daughter like she was brainwashed to hate me. Last time I saw her, she couldn't stop crawling all over me. I had recently hurt my wrist. Her and her best friend wrapped the wrist. There's hundreds of witnesses to this, and her mother 1000% brainwashed her, weaponized her, all the way to the point where she threatens to kill me. And I've checked every box I can. I had all my friends. I mean, it's just absolutely heartless, almost. And so for that, I really got to finally move on, right? So I asked ChatGPT because there's not a lot of hardcore information out there like this, right? So I said, I need a hardcore list of instructions about how to no longer love my daughter as a targeted parent whose life is held up, whose mind is too distracted by the rumination, by the thoughts that I can, save her from the deception and bring her into this magical wonderland down here that I had, and all this stuff I've set up, and so a lot of it's still around. She's not going to be able to get out of this situation, which means I need, this brainwashing entrapment that she's in. That Maddie Anti-Alienation Project, links below. Follow, subscribe. That we'll talk all about. If you haven't heard of this before, it's going right up the street this way, right up the street up this way, right down the street this way. It's internal child abuse by people you're supposed to be able to trust daily. It's super high-powered psychological abuse. Hundreds of specialists have not only recognized it, but have been seriously speaking out on this, and that people have made compilation videos and everybody's screaming. But there's this insane policy coming from the top, we'll just say, right? There's this just insane culture, this insane policy, this insane operating procedure that's pretty much made to destroy dads, extend and create conflicts, and empower out of control child abusing psychopaths, stalkers. If they're stalking while they're child abusing, anyway. First, one correction that matters psychologically. You are not being asked to stop loving your daughter. You're being asked to stop feeding a loop that is destroying your nervous system, identity, and future. And that was the intention of the witch who did this witchcraft and made the innocent child the captain flying monkey against the totally best characters in the saga. All right? And we don't do drama over here. We live this really genuine, pure, organic, nature-based life that's real, true, tough, very little talk, and below. So, but anyways, it's unfortunate that the Jerry Springer show whisked this kid off, in the tornado, and took her far away from the palace of, This is not soft. Okay, so what it's giving me is a detachment program that's not soft, that's not spiritually bypassing, that's war level triage. Accept the unacceptable. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I can change, to the courage to change the things I can, or God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to accept the things I can change, and the courage and the wisdom to know the difference. Say this out loud. I cannot reach her mind from here. Love does not override conditioning. My suffering does not save her. Yeah, I used to tell my friend Aaron Roberts, God rest his soul, that we just lost a few months back to this exact murder by child torture that killed me 15 years ago. My life was saved. But I tell them all the time, don't let the witch win. The witch is winning. The witch is winning. She's using your kid to do it. You can't let it be at the very least, we can't let this work. It can't. And then it killed him. And that is a consensus of everyone who knew this guy knows exactly what I'm talking about. This is the primary fracture point most parents refuse to cross. And that refusal keeps them trapped for decades. Hope becomes poison when it is unactionable. Maddie from the Anti-Alienation Project, her father did not fight for her. Did not fight the child support, did not fight the mother, just went along with all of these horrible prescriptions, right? And he just did, he did. Me, I fought like hell. I did everything I could. I fought with tens of thousands of dollars, several different lawyers, driving all around, making my life around this area. So I gotta kill the rescue fantasy. It says this. Kill the rescue fantasy, in parentheses, brutally. All right? You must destroy the internal movie where she wakes up. She sees the truth. She runs back. You explain everything. You are vindicated. Life resumes. That movie is neurochemical heroin. So every time that fantasy appears, interrupt it verbally. This thought is not real. This thought is harming me. Do not argue with it. Do not refine it. Do not mourn inside of it. Interrupt, replace, and move. This thought is not real. This thought is harming me. This thought is not real. This thought is harming me. Move her out of the center of your identity. This is critical. If your identity is still father trying to save his child, man waiting for reunion, guardian of truth for her, then your life is paused indefinitely. New identity must be enforced. Oh, and this is going to reactivate the stalking. that I've somehow been able to suppress. Because as I call her out for what she is, can she afford to get caught stalking again? I mean, he's in Colombia. Women mean nothing to him. And then 6 months later, he finds the girl's husband that she's harassing with that shit. And it says, they're still together. Da-da-da. So which one is it? Which one? You fucking psycho, man. Damn. Anyway. So, yeah. So, okay. New identity must be enforced. Listen, man. I kill myself right now this evening. Today's the perfect day for it. Dead. Boom. That guy had kids. This guy does not. Fucking no more brake system. You know? No more brake system. I've checked every box. These illusions are harming me. I'm getting this, man. This is fucking happening, you know? New identity must be enforced. A builder, creator, protector of future generations, man of discipline and forward motion. You do not demote love. You demote centrality. Number 4. Man, I hit the gym so hard today. I did a live on my Instagram. I'll put the Instagram link below. Brandon Angel Fitness on Instagram. Establish a permanent internal boundary. Say this and mean it. I love her, but I do not wish to visit her psychologically. And I know that's a fucking true statement. No mental conversations, no imagined explanations, no rehearsal, reunions, no counterfactual timelines. That is all mental self-harm. And it was intended by the witch. We all know you will suffer greatly through losing your child and having them brainwashed to hate you by with a psychological MK Ultra. I'll put links below. Maddie's doing an excellent job. She's just coming out with all this stuff. And hey, listen, if it's getting dark outside, if it's getting hard to see, if it's getting unsafe, if you're starting to realize things aren't what they've seemed and you can't really see what it is too well, at the very least, well, I'm going to show you a trick for that real here quick in a minute. You know, usually with these Demon Slayer episodes, I wanted to do some graphics. I wanted to make this kind of like definitely for the younger kids, man, because, man, if somebody would have shaken me and slapped me and told me the things that I'm telling you on this channel here, man, it would have saved my life, right? Number 5. Create a silent love boat. This is how you keep your humanity without bleeding out. No messages, no attempts. Check on those. No emotional outreach. I'm not a punk. I'm not a simp. You know, I'm not a bitch. Right? Don't worry on that one. Alright? All challenges or opportunities to build strength. That's the Brandon Angel Fitness motto. All challenges, opportunities to build strength. And I'm going to take every single one of them just like that. I'm going to take them head on. I'm going to churn for the cream. I'm going to put pressure everywhere because diamonds are made under pressure and I'm a diamond maker. And I'm also going to get truth out like that. Truth is earned. I'll put a great link to a poem over at the nutritionaldiversity.com YouTube of Muhammad Ali with his poem on truth. It is a masterpiece, no doubt, right? So, you know, no checking, no interpreting. Yeah, so I just got this other kid gonna take over social media for me because I'm sick of that shit, man. It's definitely, unless you're paying direct attention to only shit like this, it can get screwy. I don't even want any of my guys looking at politics. I'm so serious, man. You're just subtracting. You're just throwing away energy with that. Right? So, stop telling the story, even to yourself. Fuck. I just started, I'm going to start telling a lot of other stories. The solution to pollution is dilution. So I'm going to start telling a lot of other stories. This story is unfortunately going to come out because I just came onto the internet with like however many YouTube channels of truth. They're all of truth. That's it. So I got X number of YouTube channels on truth. And a lot of these truths, you're not going to get anywhere else. And I know it, and you know it. And you got to like and subscribe and come get the next one. You got to go check out Nutritional Diversity, Brandon Angel Fitness, Psycho, Schematics. There's a few right there, right? Grieve as if she has died, and she has. That kid that I was just talking about at the beginning of this, they couldn't stop saying my daddy this and my daddy that, and left these beautiful messages on my machine and completely loved me. You know, I don't know who could have brainwashed that fucking, I don't know what Jerry Springer fucking pigs could have actually done that to her, but they did it. Whoever did, you know, I definitely have no, that kind of a thing is so far outside of my realm. I don't know anybody. I didn't think I would. Fuck, man, I can't even imagine doing that, let alone actually do it. But yeah, so that kid's gone. No doubt about it. Reclaim aggression and direction. Ooh. Man, I've been cross-referencing some. All right, so let me show you this trick real quick. And then we'll get into this Carl Jung I've been cross-referencing. This is a small model example of change your direction, change your life. Change your environment, change your life. Right? If you change your inner being into someone who sees all challenges as opportunities to build strength, you will change your life. What's up, the co-star? Come here. Come on. Come say hello. Come here. Come on. There we go. Yeah. Bill. Bill. Okay, so I did this live this morning on brands and culture and you know how a lot of this culture and a lot of these brand companies, you know, they got sick people like Diddy at the top. I saw the effects of that, you know, a little kind of somewhat proud of myself that I was able to fish that out. And then the guy said it later on, right? Establish a permanent internal boundary. Oh, I already read that one. Grieve as if she's dead. Write a letter that you'll never send. Acknowledge the future you will not have. Grieve the daughter you knew. She's gone, man. She is gone. And, you know, for all you targeted parents out there, man, I feel for you so much. And we got to do something. You got to do something. You got to internalize this insanely, like David Goggins has. You know, like Einstein did, and just continue. And just like this thing is telling us, you got to just be creative. You got to use this as fuel and transmute it as an insane opportunity to build strength that no one has the opportunity to build. This is the most hardcore thing. This is the more hardcore strength a person can build for a child and targeted parent, right? And look, it works like that. This divine experience, you get to, with your own free will, overcome people who couldn't pass the test or not pass the test yourself and be one of the people that the valiant ones overcome. That's how it works. You know, it's at the end of the day, it's basically going to be how shady were you? How valiant were you? That's what it is. You know, that's what it's going to be. Reclaim aggression and direction. I like this. Rumination is frozen aggression. You need physical exertion And we all know I slay the gym. I slay the demons, right? You slay the demons. We all slay the demons because everything's contagious. And because you hang out with me, no. Alright. Creation under pressure. Hard schedules. Non-negotiable commitments. Mandatory everything, right? If you write it down, and someone told me, you write it down and you definitely do it. But the fact that you wrote it down, some other entity can plan to do an assistance for you at that time. But you gotta show up. So I'm a big fan, right? And I'm telling you, man, look, they can throw you into that. Never mind your plan. We're on their plan. There's no doubt there. Let's be clear. Like, the higher intelligence is the higher intelligence. We are on that higher plan, no doubt. But we have a free will component here. And that's where we want to get harder inside. Tougher, stronger, mental toughness. Schematics is a mental toughness channel that I'm going to be doing every single day this year, man. Because inner metaphysical toughness is the toughness, man. And all these people injecting all this crap, we don't inject nothing. We get nutritional diversity diet, which is realer than real. It's so funny. People bought Liver King, bought Mr. West, bought, all this bullshit fucking liars. And there's more of them now. You know what I mean? Even with great histories, and they ruin it by being synthetics and injectors and injectable salesmen. I'm gonna contact one of them and see if he wants to make the switch, because I know I'm right. And fucking karma is real, and the spirit world is real. You know? And shit knows what I'm telling you. I know about, Anyway, this injectable thing is a opportunity for them to get us. Honestly, don't inject. You be very, very, very scrutinous about what you are injecting in this world and this epoch. Accept the truth, right? She may never return. Yeah, she's probably, you know what? Maybe me and this other person build a new relationship, but this is right. And for all of us, right? That person who we know before this insane MK Ultra psychological abuse has been forever changed. They have been forever changed. And likely, so to such a severe degree, it's fucking, there's just nothing more tragic than this whole thing, for us targeted parents. Like, if we lost our kid in a real death, we'd still be spiritually connected to them, but this is spiritual abuse, is really what it is. We put whatever mouth sound you want to put on it, mental, spiritual, none of these really begin to describe it. And it's highly, highly dark and highly, highly unfortunate. But this is happening from the government. There are so many family members who have been pitted against each other by various degrees and levels of psyop in this epoch. It is demonic. Is for sure demonic. It's a demonic epoch. Just right on that. Never mind, all the child abuse, all those kinds of things aside. And those are insane. Deshaun Ryan, IP address, kid, I forget his name. Both of those wonderful individuals and that presentation says it all. That's unacceptable. What the fuck is that? And then, right now, what family court, what social services, what a real revolutionary, correct, just government would start doing, because this attacks the heart of the family, is start investigating every single one of these cases and find out which ones are kidnappings and brainwashings, Because if fathers are saying, no, this person lied about me, my kid's got Elizabeth Smart syndrome, she tells me all this liar shit is true, and, you know, I'm all of a sudden a demon, but all these other kids love me, but my own kid doesn't love me. David Goggins is a hero to everyone, but not to his own kid. This is a real Demon Slayer episode right here, man. See, I got the Demon Slayer colors. This is the Demon Slayer apartment. Oh, sorry. There's the Demon Slayer motorcycle out front. Oof. Okay. Anyway, you know, Demon Slayer team, I'm ready to slay every type of demon right here at all times, ready for whatever, whenever, right here. I got dogs, then chickens, then cows, then horses. And if you can make it past all those people as a foreigner, all those entities as a foreigner, without me hearing you. No, but seriously, I want everybody to listen. Drawing boundaries and telling the hard truths. If you're able to draw hard boundaries and tell hard truths, you're a Demon Slayer too. You can come over here. If you do not have hardcore, relentless, unforgiving boundaries, like you need to, if you know, listen, I need my space. I need you to respect my space. I'm an adult now. I need to do this. I need to do this. If you can't do what you know you need to do because of some ridiculous manipulation or false obligation that somebody has under false pretense with you that's holding you back, because that's what it is. Depending on what size demons and what size mission and all that. Of course, you know, if you're not taking on strong challenges to build big strength, then this really doesn't apply to you. Just if you didn't notice, taking on heavy things, finding a way to be thankful even for the most horrific things that you just can't stand the sight of. You actually really do want to kill everyone involved, but it's you know, in this case, over valid child abuse, right? And to swallow that stack of dynamite down is next level strength, you know. Some of us now out here, you never know. That's why it's like you never know what a person's been through either, you know. You don't know what fire they're standing in right now. For the last several years, I've had a couple different spiritual warfare battles in the background, which took a lot of voodoo breaker, demon slayer, anti-witchcraft, ritualism. Really, seriously, that's a true statement. There is a series of layers, whether you're aware of them or not, that are affecting us at all times, and the, you know, denial of that and denial of influence, and, you know, all low level intelligence, it's the funniest thing, knows everything. They're experts on everything, and you'll start to notice to a being, to an actual existence, like these people just talk all crazy all day to hear the sound of their own voice, to feel as though they're an expertise in something. So get rid of that feeling. You don't need to be, you know, don't be like the herd. Don't let these small insecurities guide your action. A high-level operator can see that stuff from miles away, and he's like, yeah, good to see you. Yeah, cool. And he just, you know, it's nothing derogatory. It's nothing against, but there's not an opportunity for. You know, I've told some young men, a few young men, it's just like, you know, it's cool to be tough. Got it. Gotcha. If you have to act, it's because you can't do. right? Number one. Number two, if you can have some personality, if you can't develop some charisma and some gift of gab just a little bit, well, I got a perfect slave job for you. I got plenty of it. Like, we definitely need you, right? However, if you choose to elevate your environment, to elevate your intelligence, to elevate yourself in all ways, mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, all that, it is not easy. It is a hardcore charge, and you have got to slay the demons. You've got to do the hard things, and right away. That's the live I did at 5 a.m. this morning before sunrise, before my full farm day. I'll put the link to that live in the description, right below. When there's a serious injustice and you truly love and care about people, you're not going to sit around and stand by and be silent. I've made that mistake before. And it's always to avoid jail, right? VoodooBreaker.com. Kill control freaks, no jail time. That project's kicking up again. Find me at Brandon Angel Fitness. Let's get you some complete fitness. If you're dealing with child loss, we've lost enough. And you, specifically, you have faced the hardest challenges that exist for a person to face. And that means law of polarity, overcome it, right? You can become one of the most valiant, strong, and crazy strong. A strength you never even wanted. Oh, I know all about it. And I'm going to help you transform this horror. And I know you'll never be able to be thankful for it. Well, and I'm not completely there yet. It takes more work. It takes more turning. It takes more self-work. Hardcore. And we've got a way that we can progress all the 5 fists at once. And that's a guaranteed. And I know it's a truly unusual situation, but I don't need shit from you. I do this as a volunteer. All right. Well, I know how valiant you can become after you've seen such savagery happen to innocent kiddos.